today we're doing the lion and the lamb. And you need to remember that I'm doing this for congregational singing. And so I'm kind of combining some ASL with some signed English and going mostly in English word order because we're doing this for deaf who have actually English as their first language because of the intense speech therapy and everything that they've had. So if you want pure ASL, I saw a couple doing really, really great ASL that gives beautiful pictures for the deaf who do not have English as their first language. And so I suggest you go watch that. It's really, really, really good. So what I'm going to do is there's several verses, and then there's a large chunk of the song that repeats itself about 4 times. And so we'll go through that twice, but I'm not going to go through the whole thing since it's the same thing. Okay, so remember I'm left-handed, so mirror image me if you're right-handed. All right, so the first line is he's coming on the clouds. And so this is what I always do for he's coming. And then I would do the sign for clouds. So he's coming on the clouds. Kings and kingdoms will bow down. Kings and kingdoms will bow down. So for bow down, I'm going to do this. Later in the song where it says every knee will bow before him, I'm going to do this. So so this can work different ways. And in some of the ASL I've seen, she did like this, where she, here's Jesus, and she's bowing like that, showing that the kings and kingdoms are bowing to Jesus. But I'm just going to do kings and kingdoms will bow down, like that. Okay, and every chain will break. So every chain will break as broken hearts declare his praise. So for for this it's kind of like it could be actually interpreted either way, as like broken hearts declare his praise, or you could interpret it as while broken hearts declare his praise. Okay, and now we're at the part that's going to repeat a lot. So the next line is, for who can stop the Lord Almighty? So for who can stop the Lord, I should back up, Almighty. Our God is a lion. Our God is a lion. The Lion of Judah, the Lion of Judah. Now for Judah, there's, not just a sign for that I'm aware of. Sometimes I've done J and then country, but the sign for Israel is an I on each side of the mouth like that. So you could do a J on each side, Judah. And I think that's what I'm going to do this time. He's roaring with power and fighting our battles. So he's roaring because he's a roaring lion, roaring with power. That's a P. You can just use the flat hand, power, and fighting our battles. I left out the hour, which is optional, so I'm leaving it out because it's easier to go straight from fighting to battles. And every knee will bow before him, and here's where I'm going to do this instead. Knee will bow before him. Our God is the Lamb. Our God is the Lamb. This is your shearing a sheep or lamb. The Lamb that was slain. The Lamb that was slain. I do a K under there for kill. Slain. for the sins of the world, his blood. And I've seen blood doing this way too. So I put my hand on my heart and do blood that way, because this is a sign for red. So you have the red and then going over the heart, the dripping blood. But you could do that if you prefer that. Okay, so his blood breaks the chains, and every knee will bow before the lion and the lamb. Every knee will bow. So this sign is for knee will bow before him. Okay, so all of that, starting with who can stop the Lord Almighty, is repeated 3 more times. So open up the gates. So here, this would be the sign for like open the door, but since these are gates, I'm going to do like this and open up the gates. So open up the gates. Make way before the King of Kings. So rather than using the sign for make, I'm going to do prepare. So prepare the way. And you don't have to use W's, you can use the flat hand like that. So prepare the way before, or in the presence of, the King of Kings. The God who comes to save, is here to set the captives free. For set, I'd use let. You can do that with flat hands or with L's. Let the captives, and then free with F's. Okay, then it repeats those lines again. I'll go through it again. For who can stop the Lord Almighty? Our God is a lion, the Lion of Judah. He's roaring with power and fighting our battles, and every knee will bow before him. Our God is the Lamb that was slain for the sins of the world. His blood breaks the chains, and every knee will bow before the Lion and the Lamb. Every knee will bow before him. Okay, and then it goes on, it will say, who can stop the Lord Almighty? And it does that a total of 5 times, and then it says, who can stop the Lord? You can put the can in there, who can stop the Lord Almighty, or you can leave off the can and just say, who can stop the Lord Almighty. Okay, then it repeats that big section again twice. So that's all the signs in the whole song. So we'll go ahead and do it to music. And again, when we do it to music, I'll just do like the first 2 parts and we'll stop before everything repeats. Okay, see you in the next video.